I want you to think about something. Think about the last thing you did, maybe just a few minutes ago. You probably walked into a room and did something. So completely automatic, you barely even registered it. That's it. You flipped a switch, and in that one tiny, simple motion, you're plugging into one of the most world-changing inventions in all of human history. It's like a direct line back to a moment that literally, and I mean literally, pulled us all out of the dark. You know, for almost all of history, our lives were completely ruled by the sun. When it went down, the world pretty much shut down. So let's turn back the clock, way back, before the switch, before the wire, and definitely before the bulb.
Okay, so welcome to the pre-electric world, a world where nighttime didn't just mean it was dark outside, it meant a real, genuine retreat into shadows and darkness inside, too.
Indoors, your brightest spot was the fireplace. Seriously, any and all activity, reading, sewing, just talking, it all had to happen huddled right there. If you moved just a couple feet away from a candle, the world basically disappeared. Reading a book in bed? Yeah, forget about it. The darkness was absolute, and honestly, pretty hazardous.
And here's something that's kind of wild. Light was a total status symbol. It showed how much money you had. If you were wealthy, you had these nice, clean, bright candles made from beeswax or even spermaceti. That's a wax from whale heads. But for pretty much everyone else, they were stuck with stinking, smoky candles made from animal fat. And if you were poor, you had these tiny little rushlights dipped in fat that would fizzle out in an hour, just filling your room with smoke. Now, people were trying to use electricity for light even before the light bulb. Back in the 1870s, they had these things called arc lamps, and they were super powerful. They could light up a whole street or a giant factory floor, but having one in your living room? Absolutely not.
The author, Robert Louis Stevenson, just nailed it. He called the first electric streetlights a lamp for a nightmare. I mean, they were harsh, they were noisy, they were smelly, and they gave off this light that was so intense it was just creepy. So here's the key takeaway. The world didn't just need electric light, it needed a gentle, steady, friendly light you could actually live with. The challenge was set.
And enter Thomas Alva Edison. Now, we all remember him for what he invented, but his greatest creation, the thing that changed everything, might have been the very process of invention itself.
At his lab in Menlo Park, New Jersey, Edison cooked up something totally new, an invention factory. Think about it. He took the idea of mass production from a factory floor and applied it to discovery. He brought together this amazing team of specialists in one place, all designed to just churn out innovation after innovation.
And did it work? Oh, you bet it worked. Edison racked up an incredible 1,093 patents in his lifetime. This wasn't just some genius having a flash of inspiration in a lonely workshop. This was a system, a machine built for breakthroughs. And the biggest one was just around the corner.
All right, now we're getting to the real heart of the story, because finding a safe, affordable, and long-lasting electric light for the home was a massive, massive challenge. And it would be defined by just relentless trial and error.
This might be Edison's most famous quote ever, and it tells you everything you need to know about how he thought. For him, every single failed experiment wasn't a loss. Nope, it was just more information. It was one more path he could cross off the list, getting him one step closer to the answer.
Okay, so let's track this amazing journey. The whole problem, the entire mystery, came down to one little thing: the filament. They needed something that could glow super bright inside a glass bulb without just burning up instantly. So first, the team tried platinum. It worked, but it was way too expensive to be practical. After literally thousands of other tests, they went back to an old idea: carbon. And this is where the magic happens. They start burning everything, turning it into carbon, and then, on October 22nd, 1879, they try something that sounds almost silly: a simple piece of carbonized cotton sewing thread.
And bam, that was it. That was the eureka moment. That tiny, fragile, glowing thread of carbon was the turning point. It was the solution they had been fighting for so long.
That first little bulb glowed for 13 and a half hours straight. Now, to us, that might not sound like a lot, but back then, it was everything. It was the proof. It showed that a stable, long-lasting, commercially viable electric light was finally possible. And just check out how fast things exploded after that. After that first success, the pace was just frantic. Only 2 weeks later, they made an even better filament out of carbonized cardboard bent into a little horseshoe shape. By New Year's Eve, Edison was ready to show off. He held a huge public exhibition at Menlo Park, and hundreds of visitors came and were just absolutely stunned by this vision of a brightly lit future.
So they have the bulb. The invention is locked down. The next massive challenge was to actually bring it to the world. And its arrival would change society in ways nobody could have possibly predicted.
So why did people go so crazy for this new technology? Well, compared to the old gas lights, electricity was a game changer. It was clean. No more choking smoke, no more walls stained black with soot. This meant, for the first time, people could paint their walls with pale, bright colors. It was super convenient, and it was a symbol that you were modern, that you were progressive, and get this, those newfangled sockets could also power other incredible inventions, like electric irons and toasters.
And the speed of this revolution was just staggering. I mean, look at this chart from Britain. In 1919, just 6% of homes had electricity. But fast forward only about 2 decades to the late 1930s, and that number rocketed up to 2/3 of all homes. The world was literally being rewired, house by house, street by street.
Which, of course, brings us to today. We're living in the world that Edison imagined, a world completely bathed in artificial light, 24/7. But what has that legacy become?
Well, the tech has come a long, long way. Edison's original bulb, which works by heating a tiny wire till it glows, is actually incredibly inefficient, a real energy guzzler. Today we've got LEDs, light-emitting diodes, that make cool, efficient light. We even have smart bulbs we can control with our voices. It's a level of control that sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
But there's a flip side. Our total mastery over light has come at a price. Right now, an estimated 80% of the entire world's population lives under skies that are washed out by sky glow, or what we call light pollution. We've lit up our cities so much that for millions, even billions of people, we've basically erased the stars from the sky.
And that really is the question to end on, isn't it? That simple, thoughtless act of flipping a switch connects us to this incredible story of genius and pure, dogged persistence. It gave us our entire modern world. But in our rush to conquer the night, it's worth asking, what is all this constant light costing us, and what are we missing in the darkness we were so quick to leave behind?
Share and subscribe for more amazing science facts. Hit the bell icon for more shorts.